This exercise is called a Romanian deadlift. And I'm going to be honest, it can be a tricky one. When I work with people in person, this one can take a couple sessions to really get comfortable with. And that's okay. This stuff takes practice. There's a coordination to this, and your brain has to catch up. So let's talk about what's going on here. So I have soft knees. The hips are moving backwards, and the back is staying in a neutral position. So I'm not rounding through the back. And what happens then is the glutes and hamstrings have to work to push the hips forward. So let's pause this rep and talk some more about this. So I'm going to do some sketching here. So let's look at the red line first. That's looking at my knees. So in the squat, the knees went forward over the toes. But now there's a little knee bend. They're not locked out, but they are stacked over top of the ankles. And then the second part here, so I drew that yellow arrow. It represents the hips moving backwards. So that whole yellow line is where my hips have been in the movement. They were right underneath my head when I was standing, and then they moved backwards. It's a really important piece of this movement because if you don't push the hips backwards, you're just going to bend over through your spine. So we want that yellow line, hips moving backwards. And okay, it's about to get crazy. So I've added a blue line. That is, again, my neutral back position. The neutral back position is kind of a common theme of a lot of these lifts. And then we're going to go to the green. That's like my head position. The head position here, where your eyes are looking, is important because that is going to affect what's going on at the neck, which can affect what's going on at the spine. So I do want to be aware of the head position. I don't want the eyes up towards the ceiling. I could have tucked the chin a little bit here. It's a little nuanced. It's not terrible. And then the last thing to look at here is this purple line, which is the weights. So the weights are close to my leg. That's the line of force. If the weights were out over the toes or further away, so the weights, which is also my arm position, you're going to increase the lever for your back muscles. So we want to keep the weights closer to our center of gravity and our legs. All that being said, this is the Romanian deadlift.